This is Steve, and tonight I'm going to talk about installing a Innovate LC-1 wideband. I'm putting it into the MG. Alright, I bought this second hand off the local trading, and it's come, everything's sort of here. Got a few little issues with it. I'll go through them now with you. So again, it's the Innovative LC-1 wideband. Comes with the Bosch sensor, 5-wire, O2 sensor, wideband. Alright, now let's talk about the cabling. There's 3 cables coming off the, we'll put the gauge aside for a moment. But coming off the LC-1 we have 3 wires. Alright, now these 2 small ones here are your COM ports. The last person who owned this, that I bought it off, has done a real dodge and has cut the actual 2.5mm jacks off. So I'm going to have to do some wiring there myself if I want to be able to use the logging feature on my laptop and stuff like that, which I will do eventually because I got the NIS tune and I want to be able to import the wideband air fuel ratios onto the laptop while I'm street tuning the car. Alright, now let's have a talk about this bit of the loom that comes off of it, the big fat part. There's 6 wires there in total. Now the brown and the yellow are your outputs, 1 being the yellow, auxiliary output 1, and then auxiliary output 2 being the brown. Now at default, the yellow one gives a 0 to 1 volt, so that's your low, your narrow band output, and the second one is your wide band output, which I'll be using to my gauge for my display in the car. Okay, moving on to the next wires, we have the red, which is going to be the power, and we've got the blue and the blue-white, which in the manual it says to blue and blue-white go to earth. Now the black cable here, this is actually has to have the little LED light and a switch, a normally open switch attached, and then earthed. So that's also going to be earthed to the blue and the white wire. Okay, and this must be like a shielding or earthing. It doesn't mention anything about needing to wire this in, so we're going to leave that off to the side. Okay, so there's your 6 wires there. Now, what I've done is I have wired the positive negatives in to this battery. Okay, now remember the loom off the actual LC-1 device. We got the thick cable coming down with the 6 wires coming off it. Okay, you can see the brown I've wired to the white on the sensor. That's the wideband reading. Okay, the 0 to 5 volts from the LC-1. Okay, that's that. The red being the positive, going to the positive on the battery. Obviously that would be your car battery. Okay, now on this side here, they've got the leftover 3 cables. We've got the blue and the white, goes to earth. Also the black, which has the LED in it. Sorry, it's the only LED I had. And obviously there would be a switch in here as well, off of that to here, but I haven't got a switch on me, so I'm not going to do that part. That's running to the negative on the battery. Okay, that's the 6 wires. Again, yellow, narrow band, not being used because it's on the bench. When I put it in the car, that's going to wire into my ECU and give my ECU the narrow band readings. Okay, next one, brown, goes to my gauge white for my wideband reading. Okay, red goes to positive on your battery, blue and white get earthed, and black gets wired with the little LED light to negative to the same earth as well. Okay, now I haven't got the wideband plugged in yet. We're going to start it up and we're going to do what they call a heated calibration test. Okay, you can see the gauge is flashing, the LED is blinking, 2 seconds, 2 beeps, sorry, or 2 flashes. Now you've got to leave that go for at least 20 seconds to make sure that the LC-1 has fully booted up and recognises that there's no O2 sensor. Okay, I'll flick that off. Now I'm going to connect my O2 sensor. One sec. Okay, O2 sensor's connected. Running over to there. You know what? I better put it off the table because these things do get a little bit hot. Alright, now we're going to fire it up. It's going to flash 2 flashes like this for a while, and then it's going to double speed itself, and that means it's performing the heater calibration. There we go, heater calibration is happening. There we have it. Sensor is wired and operational. Alright, O2 sensor should be getting pretty warm about now. Yep, getting nice and warm. That's it. So look, we've essentially just bench tested this Innovate Motorsports LC-1 wideband. We focused on just the fat part of the loom, which has the 6 wires. Again, narrow band, wide band outputs, power, earths to the LED and to the earth hooked up to your car. Alright, obviously when I put this in the car, I'm going to be using one of these. Fused relay, 15 amp, pin 30 is going to be my power source directly from the battery. Pin 85 is going to be my earth, good ground earth. Pin 86 is going to be my trigger, which is my when you turn your accessories on or your ignition switch on, that'll close the contact. And then the power from the main battery will go through to pin 87, which is going to go to the red wire to power your gear. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. In my next video I'll be showing how I installed the gauge. I actually took out my fuel gauge. It's actually the exact size hole that I need for my LC-1 wideband to go in there. Now I'm actually going to install the fuel gauge over the other side, inside my glove box, because you don't need to see the fuel gauge all the time. Just need to see it when you need to see it. Alright, then obviously I'm going to bring my wideband out, the cabling out. I'm going to swap my old narrow band for a wideband, and I'm going to wire that yellow wire from the LC-1 to that, the old input for the narrow band. Alright, that's it from me, guys. Any questions? Leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Cheers.